Hi everyone, my name is Anne. Thanks for joining me on Art on the Creek. We are in Parker, Colorado in my home studio and it is the holiday season 2023. I don't know what happened to the year. It seemed like yesterday I woke up and it was summer, but now it's not, and we've got to get ready for that hustle and bustle. So I'm here to help you make things just a little bit easier for the artists in your life, even if that's you. I've got this year a video for us that is the 12 artist gifts of Christmas, and I've kind of picked out my top 12 plus a few bonuses because you know I can't resist. So let's take a look at what I'm recommending this year for my top 12 artist gifts of Christmas, plus a few bonuses. Before we continue though, please subscribe to Art on the Creek if you haven't done so already by clicking on that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell too so that you'll always know when I launch a new tutorial or a product review. Of course, if you do enjoy content like this, make sure that you give it a like, leave a comment, or share it with your friends. If you'd really like to take your art skills to the next level, I would encourage you to consider a membership with Art on the Creek. When you're a member, or patron of my channel, your membership includes an extensive library of tutorials covering drawings and paintings of a variety of subjects, not just beautiful Colorado, and also in many different art media. You'll have full and unlimited access to an ever-growing members library of tutorials and reviews, as well as the opportunity to receive guided feedback and critique from me. And also, you'll have direct input into which art technique or medium you'd like to learn more about as a member, as well as access to free art supplies. All of that and more is included in your membership, and it's all very conveniently right here on YouTube. There's a link in the description below that will go over all the membership details. But if you still have any questions, just ask me in the comments and I'll be sure to help you out. Now, let's move on to today's subject, shall we? I have been doing quite a bit of research actually. This year I spent a lot of time working on comic book coloring and really trying to get the Marvel characters down. I like the way, this is my little Fantastic Four guy. Hello. I love the way that they're drawn with the exaggerated features of chiseled chins and prominent foreheads. Of course, you know, the muscles are all very exaggerated. I really like this style of art. I like its graphic, powerful nature, and I love the different perspectives in comics. So for that reason, I'm recommending the Create Your Own comic book. I thought this was so incredibly fun. Now what it is it's a blank, you put your name here, and it is a blank book complete with cells so that you can write your own comic book story. Now, I don't know if you can see on camera here, but this is very, very see-through. The ink will bleed through is the only thing I'm trying to say. So what I would recommend with this is a good set of colored pencils. In addition to that, with the blank cells, this book here is my first recommendation for a bonus item. It is How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way by Stan Lee and John Buscema. The thing that I learned the most from this has been on my art library shelf for the majority of my life. And the thing that I really rely most on for this particular book was instruction on how to draw the dynamic poses that are so essential to conveying a really powerful story in comic books. So this book could be a really great accompaniment to the blank comic cell book if that's something you want to do. I am in the process of doing a colored pencil review. So any colored pencil set that you can find that is a set of 12, I think is a wonderful place to start to go with this book. Look at all of these colored pencils here. Even the dollar store. This is a bigger set, 36. These are a little harder to color with, but if you're going to get 36 pencils, go with the Crayola, and if not, you can get something a little bit more expensive. Some of these are really quite nice. Some of them, here's the Pablos, those are wonderful. And of course, good old Prismacolor. Any of these colored pencils would be lovely if you really want to give your artist in your life a very nice gift to go with this comic coloring book. I recommend the set of 12 Luminance 6901. I'm still in the middle of reviewing all of these colored pencils, so I don't know if this one is my favorite or this one or this one, but these are my top three: the Polychromos, the Lightfast, and the Caran d'Ache Luminance. So that is my tip for my first gift, a comic book coloring book and a set of colored pencils. These gifts are in no particular order. I'll put up a price that is a good price range for you when I'm talking about each item and the text at the bottom of each subject that I'm featuring. But this is something that I have really fallen in love with. It is the Bee Cotton, the Aqua Bee, or excuse me, Bee Creative Art Journal Series, the Bee Paper Company watercolor paper. This is their 100% cotton line. I love these journals. Look at how thick this chipboard is on the ends. It's black, so it comes with a sheet of vellum to protect your work from that black so that it won't smudge. It has a beautiful Bee Paper logo embossed on the back. This paper comes off, and it comes in different sizes. This is the 5x8, and then we have here the 8.5x11 or the A4 size. This is the one that I did the Disney Challenge in, for those of you who remember this. I absolutely adore this watercolor paper. If you're looking for someone who is really into watercolor and wants a really nice watercolor paper, or if you want to surprise them with something, I recommend the Bee Cotton watercolor paper. On that same note, let's look at a mixed media paper. This one has proven to be far beyond my wildest dreams in meeting of my requirements for a watercolor paper. I typically, when I see the words mixed media, I say goodbye, that's not what I want. But this one came so highly recommended, and so many of my artist friends have started to talk about it. It's by Hahnemühle. I don't know how to pronounce that really. It's a paper that is sold worldwide, so it should be very easy to access in your area. This is made from bamboo. It's a mixed media paper. It's 90% bamboo, 10% cotton rag. It's 265 GSM, 125 pounds, so a little bit lighter weight than your typical watercolor paper, but it is gorgeous. It has a beautiful texture on it, very similar to the Bee watercolor paper. It's got just enough texture for your work to hold, and you can use some great dry brush techniques on there, but it doesn't, it's not like rough. Sometimes I think the Arches cold press watercolor paper is just a little too rough. This one I love, and I have a tutorial coming up on this little guy here. I wanted to do a trout, and this took so much water on this paper, and it everything I asked of this paper, it did. It let me lift off. I have several layers on the fish here, and this granulating pigments need a lot of water to perform, and this just performed beautifully. So between those two, the Bee watercolor paper and this one, the Hahnemühle bamboo, I think that these would be incredible gifts to receive. These are called art dice, because I would be willing to bet that the artist friend on your list or yourself, sometimes you don't know what to paint, or you don't know what to draw. Or maybe you want to play a game with your friends, kind of like, do you remember Pictionary, where you would have a clue and everyone would draw? Well, that's kind of what this is. Now, there are dice inside here, and there are instructions, which I have not read, but it does come with instructions and suggestions, I'm sure, of how to play. But here is what I'm going to recommend, is that if you don't know what to draw, we just shake these art dice up here. The white dice are all subject matter. So randomly, I'm going to roll one of those first. There we go. So our subject is a building. Already that would be out of my comfort zone because I really don't like doing architecture. But that's what we're going to do today. And remember, if we can paint outside our envelope, then we will grow as artists. Now, all of these other subjects are color-coded, other tips rather. And we're going to paint a building that is green. We're going to zoom in. We are going to do the Impressionist style. We're going to use graphite and pencils. We're going to project love as the mood from our painting, and it's going to be a still life portrait style. That's quite a challenge, but as I'm reading those off, I can't lie to you, I've kind of already created a picture in my head that would really be nice. I think for the love element, I would choose a home. Impressionist, it would be really fun to use some stippling paper or to do it in a stipple technique. And the color green could be the color that we add to use for shadows. Or with graphite pencils, you could certainly use green graphite to paint that out. I think this is really going to be, when zooming in, you just do an interesting perspective. There's all kinds of different things you can do with these. So these art dice, very fun game. Really recommend these. Lots of fun to play with. They have all kinds of different subjects and genres for you to fill. When you are stuck, these are a really fun thing to do. So I'm going to be doing some videos using these in the weeks ahead. So we're going to have some fun with these. This will be a lot of fun to play with. Rosa watercolors. I have a set, and in fact, I will put a card up of a review I did of these. I love these watercolors. I love them so much that I wanted to buy an additional set because they had such a great price. The set that I have is a small set of 12 monopigment, but these I wanted to add. This is their modern set, and it's a good one to get because it comes with basically warm and cool yellows, warm and cool reds, warm and cool greens, warm and cool blues, a good purple, and you've got indigo, you've got yellow ochre, umber, you have a neutral tint, they call it neutral black, a neutral tint, burnt sienna, and quinacridone gold. Very thrilled with these colors. I will review this in a video coming up, but let me show you. The packaging I think is really nice for a gift presentation too. It has that sleeve that comes off. And this paper is really, really nice. It's heavy and it's got a lovely matte finish, so very nice. The tins are beautiful. I like the shade of blue. These are made in Ukraine and they are simply lovely. So they've just opened them here from shipping, so there was a little bit of shifting around in here. And I will fix those out before I do the review for you, but you've got room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more paints down here, and they are sold individually. These are beautiful professional grade watercolors that have great light fastness ratings, and they are sold as sets or individually. So you could get a curated set. You don't have to even get one this big. The set I have is a set of 12, and it's in a much smaller palette. So Rosa Gallery watercolors. In our world of being artists, there's Inktober, there's World Watercolor Month, and then there's me. Who says you really should paint or draw something every day. And, you know, I don't want to guilt you into doing it, but what I do have for you is this journal that I found. And it's meant to be, I think, a dream journal. But it has 208 pages or 416 sheets. But the pages are a good enough GSM that you can use it to paint on. So we'll open this up, and it is filled with a heavier paper. So this is about like a lightweight mixed media paper. I think it's 100 GSM, and I'm not sure how much water it will hold, but we're going to try it. We can use gouache if we need to. 365. You can do something every single day in here, and what a lovely binding. I like how it says dreams, because as artists, a lot of what we create on paper is of our imagination, and it has these beautiful gilded pages. The binding, if we bend it, it will stay open. It is sewn. Of course, you can use clips to hold those pages down. You can do a full spread. There's a lot that you can do with this, and the paper has a slight tooth to it, so it would work with marker, colored pencil. I'm sure it will bleed through with marker, so you would need to put something under it. But it is really lovely paper. It's thicker than that comic book paper that I showed you first. And as far as watercolor, like I said, I haven't tried it, but I read the GSM of the paper, and I thought that this was such a nice gift. So this with an ink pen or a small set of watercolors, I think that would be a lovely, lovely gift for someone on your list or for yourself. Keep that neural pathway going. Keep your memory of how to do it going. You know, painting really is like riding a bicycle. If we stop doing it and then come back to it, of course we will remember how, but we might be a little bit rusty. And by continually doing something, some little something every day, and this size was good too. It's about as big as my hand. So I felt like that this was a good size that you could deal with every day and just draw something small. Use it as a warm-up, your warm-up journal. So this you'll probably see in some videos coming up. I have several different kinds of colored pencil paper, but I wanted to show you these rainbow pencils. Now, you can get many different kinds of rainbow pencils. Now, I don't expect these to be light fast at all. These are really just for fun. But some of the artwork that you can create from a rainbow pencil is really pretty cool. I've seen a lot of pieces that were done with rainbow pencil. With the rainbow colors, you can still use shading. So I can get this open. They're all the same, But you can still use shading elements and everything to create a drawing that's going to come out looking really kind of interesting. So this is a Stillman and Byrne. What series is this? Nova series. So it comes with gray, tan, and black. So let's just test this little guy here on some tan paper. And there we go. We can kind of see that rainbow come out, and the colors naturally mix. I'm not turning the pencil. It feels about like a Prismacolor. It's kind of that soft. It's a little bit scratchy, but it's kind of soft. So you can see by working and angling that pencil in a certain way. Now I haven't moved it at all just for this little test, but you can really get some lights, darks, and medium tones just by rotating the pencil around. Kind of fun to play with. So I can start out with the warm color and keep going. Rotate it into the blues. And I'm turning the pencil slightly now to get over to the greens and the yellows. And back to the red. So it is just a conglomeration of colors, but what it does is you can create these rainbow drawings, and you really don't even have to turn the pencil at all, because as it wears down, you will come up with the next color, the next core in there. So really, you can do some fun rainbow effects with these pencils. So I'm going to have fun playing with these as the weeks go on, and I will try and come up with a really fun drawing with these. And we'll see what kind of fun things we can do with this. But here's a good sheet I can use. What these look like on black, just for fun. That would be a really fun way to do kind of a rainbow animal. If you did a zebra or something with this rainbow. So you get the general idea. Rainbow pencils. I think they can be a whole lot of fun, and they work on black paper as well. Another great colored pencil paper that I recommend is the Be Creative. No surprise. I love this paper. It's got just the right tooth for just about everything that you do. It feels not quite as textured as our watercolor paper, and it's not quite as smooth as a Bristol. It's just in between. So let me show you here with some green. I'll show you a little bit of the texture on this one. And then, of course, you can blend it using Gamsol or what have you, but it really does have a nice little texture, and I really love this paper. All of this is archival and very easy to use. Here's why I got the rainbow pencils, is because of this, the Xenicolor Expert Series Black Sketchbook. I thought this looked so fun. Now, this looks more like pastels, but I wanted to try these rainbow colored pencils on this as kind of a springboard to see. So let's just, since we're here, let's just see how this is going. We'll open these up. This comes in this pack of 2. Did I not tear it enough? There we are. So you get an awful lot of paper here. You get 60 sheets. And of course you can use front and back. So let me sharpen this guy in my pencil sharpener. The AFMAT long point pencil sharpener. I'm going to do this off the table so the camera doesn't shake. It also comes in an electric. Beautiful long point on that. And then it has a sandpaper on the inside that you can even make it a finer tip. But that one, I've got a review of my favorite pencil sharpeners. I'll put that up in the corner as well. Here's this black sketch paper. It is definitely thinner than the other two, than the Nova or the B, but this is going to work just fine on here. There's the yellow coming into the red. I really like how these rainbow pencils do show up on black paper. Colored pencil can be really fun on black paper. So I could just do that forever, but at any rate, good sketch paper, really easy, approachable, good size too. This one's 9 by 12. 100 pound, 150 GSM, so it's a decent weight paper. This is a 2-pack, a couple of these with a pack of colored pencils. Great gift. Water-soluble painting sticks. They are pure pigment, but they are wet or dry. So this is a pack of 48 colors. And, okay, don't mind me. This is my arthritic hands not being able to open a box. This is really not difficult to do. So, in fact, this really actually makes it easier, but for me, for my hands, it's always some issues always there. Comes with this little foam insert to protect it, and here we have them. This is the set of 48, so there's more underneath here. Another layer. Oh, the whole box comes out good. So there's the first set, and here's the second set. So let's pull out our trusty little giraffe sketchbook again here. And let me just show you something real quick. The Charvin pastels are an awful lot of fun to work with. Here's a little rhino that I did, but I want you to see how much dust comes up. That is significant. And it could be the paper a little bit, but they are very, very dusty as pastels go. That doesn't inhibit my enjoyment of it, but it might inhibit yours. So if you're not one to really go for a lot of dust when you're working in pastel, then maybe the Charvin aren't the right brand for you. They're all really good though. They're light fast and a lot of breakage. But again, that could be because of me and the vivacious nature that I tend to create in pastels with. So these are still a really fun gift, a good investment, I think, and affordable. I really enjoy using them, and I like the packaging. It's simple, it's sweet, and it's really easy to do. So I'm just going to tap this off here and put a little purple on the edges just for fun. And if you guys want a tutorial on this rhino, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do that for you. It's really fun to be able to work in any medium, really, and realize that it's not the color that's important, but it's the value. So when you are working with watercolor, acrylic, pastels, oil, whatever it is that you do, even if it's just shading, in fact, that's why monochromatic things work, is because our eye fills in the rest. We know what works and what doesn't with shadows, and shadows are what give the object shape and form. And with different value tones of pigments, that's the same thing. It can still give those things shape and form. And I am just still tweaking this little girl here. But as I was kind of cleaning up, I realized I forgot to show you their water soluble capabilities. So the way I like to do it is to just take a paintbrush and dip into water. And I've already done the red here, but let me show you. I just leave them in this in their foam here, and I'll go over this with a second wash. Really, they act like watercolor. Let's go into a nice yellow. That's nice colors. They're very subtle. They're all pigment sticks. So they're as light fast as the pigments are that are in them. They're all rated excellent or very good light fastness. And this little divot in the side here helps you get the tray out. So that's quite nice. Let me just get a blue here. So you can use these just like ink tints. I want to see how they dry though, because ink tints will dry pretty stable. But the pigment is moving on this 100% color 100% cotton watercolor paper very easily. Let's see if we can do some mixing here. I've got this portion sped up. You can see the pigment load is not very intense. Now on Inktense, you're going to get a very vibrant pigment load. And if that's what you're used to, you might consider these a little bit subpar, but for the right effect, for what the right application, these would be really quite lovely. Water-soluble pastel painting sticks. So you can see 4 stars of excellent light fastness on quite a few of them. It looks like to be about 50-50 split as to 3 stars versus 4 stars, but that's excellent and good. And I think these are great. I think they've been around for a very long time, and they are for wet and dry painting. They are light, fast pastel painting sticks, and I think they're an awful lot of fun. Look at how much interesting texture comes up. So let me go ahead and dry this. Let's see how stable they are once they've been wet, because with that rhino that we just did, I'm definitely going to have to spray that with some fixative. But if you have someone in your life that's looking to paint with something unique and entirely different, and maybe they're already familiar with Inktense, these Charbon pastels would be a really good option for you. Well, I'm not getting a lot of lifting. None of those colors smudged. So that makes for a very interesting notion. Now, I think this would be a lot of fun to play with, and I'll do a more in-depth review on it coming up. But this is really an exciting find, and I think that if you're not familiar with them, if you're used to using any water-based media, these can really be quite a lot of fun. I like how soft the shades are. Yeah. They're a whole lot of fun. So those are the Charbon Paris water-soluble pastel painting sticks. This is the Castle Arts Coloring Activity Book. And the good thing about Castle Arts is that they're really great for new artists, because they do come with tutorial and recommendation pages and step-by-step instructions. So this particular one is just lovely. Oh, here we are, the 12 Days of Christmas. This is something that you could really have a whole lot of fun. They give you sample coloring. A partridge in a pear tree. These are really nice. The paper feels really good. I know that these papers are carefully chosen to be very cooperative with colored pencil. And I think that this would be a really fun gift for an awful lot of people who love to color. Here are cards that you can take out. You can take them out of here. You cut them on the dotted line. There's a little dotted line in here. And you can color the front of it. Fold it and then put it in an envelope to mail, and it's already got your greeting already in there. This is a calendar of the seasons. Oh, very nice, very nice. Place for you to swatch your colors back here, but this is glossy paper. This one I wouldn't recommend swatching your colors on. I would recommend doing it on the regular paper. But at any rate, this could be a lot of fun, and I think this with a set of pencils, and why not, from the same brand, I thought that would be great. And I really like these curated sets. The color palette here for this set is inspired by the works of Vasily Kandinsky. I think I'm saying that correctly. And these are packaged in a very nice tin. I love these bright, vibrant, bold colors, and that's what this set is curated. So let's open it up. Beautiful tin. And inside, this is where they usually give you some instruction. Here's a little sample of the swatches, the different curated sets that they have. They've got so many. They have Cezanne, Botticelli, Seascape, Landscape, Urban, Botanical, Portrait. Those of you who are portrait artists, this might be something to pay attention to. Van Gogh, Kandinsky, and the Monet collection. And all of these are colors that would be reflected in the works. And here's what I was looking for. Here is a little step-by-step tutorial that they give you showing you how to achieve these looks. These sorts of sets by Castle Arts are truly aimed at the beginner in mind, but you know, artists of all levels can truly find joy in something like this. So if you are an advanced artist or shopping for an advanced artist, don't discount this. These are really fun, entertaining things, and the Castle Art company has quite a few offerings. These are really nice just to play with, and they've got a really great color palette. All of their colors, apparently it's their universal color system, so all of them go together. So if you are getting color number 76 in any of their products, it will be this green gold, for example. So I really enjoy the way that they market their products, the way that they use things. I've used some of their things before. They have drawing sets, they have fabric paints, gel pens, acrylic paints, colored pencils, let's see, and they even have watercolors. So there's quite a few of their sets available. They're all over on Amazon, and I'm sure you can get them other places. They have the sketchbooks, but this particular set really appealed to me because I thought this makes such a nice gift presentation. You have this beautiful set of colors and a Christmas coloring activity book. And the other thing I really like about sets like this is that they're truly good for all ages. Wouldn't it be fun when the family got all together for you to work on this with one of your young relatives or one of your friends? You guys could create something together. I just really enjoyed this so much, and I'm working on this leaf here. It was so easy to do. These really feel very similar to Prismacolors. I put quite a few on that leaf and didn't have any problems. I think that this would be really quite entertaining for anyone who wants to sit and do some coloring. And they come in different themes too. There's a botanical one, florals, and there is this Christmas one, and I think there's also fantasy and castles. So lots of fun there. Here's something that I thought would be a lot of fun. Now, I've seen other artists talk about this, but this is actually a pill box. So for those of you who have watched my channel for any length of time, you'll know that I'm always looking for new ways to do little palettes. This one is, of course, your mirror. I don't know why you need the mirror other than to tell how beautiful you were. I'll put my hand over that so it's not distracting. But you could put a CMY primary in here and then you'd be good to go. Now this palette over here, I would actually paint over it in some white enamel paint, and then you'd have mixing space. But this would be a great little primary palette. You could give this and, like, let's say a water brush, something like this here, just a little water brush. I'll go ahead and open this one up. For those of you who are not familiar with what a water brush is, it is a paintbrush that has a big barrel on the other side. And you can either immerse it in water or fill it right under the tap, and then the water just comes, oh yeah, these go backwards. I have one brand that goes backwards. It's not righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And then you can just use this to paint with, and you're all set. This would be a lovely gift, just these two things alone, and they come in many different types. I kind of thought this train was very nice for anyone that you wanted to give it to, and I like the burnished metal as well. I have this little miniature palette here, and I've also already done a review on this one that I can link to up here on the corner, but these are magnets in here, so let's just find out. Yes, so if you had a magnetic clip, you could clip that onto your sketchbook and then put this right there, open it up, and you would have, I'm gonna cover this again for you guys, sorry about that. This could be magnetic right here, and then you could use your water brush and have 3 pigments ready to use. And then of course this would be your mixing space up here. So you're all set with that one there. And I thought that was just a really unique way to carry some paints around. And if you're looking for a stocking stuffer, I also have a set of books that I found that are very, very small. There's this one, and there's one just a little bit bigger. So this would be darling. These small sets and this little 3 pigment right here, this would make a great gift, great stocking stuffer, or if you wanted to, you could also add this guy. This is a really nice one that I found. Of course, they're very popular now, and they all come in different sizes. This one has the resin underneath the wood here so that the liquid from the paint won't rot out the wood. The wood underneath here is protected. So I've just got a warm and cool primary set in here, plus a yellow ochre and a burnt sienna. And I've used this on plein air, and it's really fun to use. I thought it would be really irritating, but it's really very fun. And you can just get in this tiny, tiny space and create some really nice paintings. So these are more like a typical mixed media paper. And so you can see just little tiny things that you can do here. And then this is the one that I took to Hudson Gardens, and you can just do little leaf paintings or what have you. And this is where I did my little ducks diving in the water. So that was all done. Some of these were done with just ink, but that was all done with this little guy right here. And it just clips right on with one of these bigger bowl clips. It just fits right in there. So you just open this up to whatever page you are on and clip this on here, and then you're good to go. So any of these would make really nice gifts for the pocket painter in your life. Anything you want to do there would be well loved with something small like this. I've got something really exciting from Derwent. Now, I didn't get it from Derwent. I purchased it with my own money, but Derwent has all of these specialized palettes, and I've got a whole Derwent playlist I will put a link to up there. They are great. I really love Derwent products, and this one I thought was so interesting because they have so many. They've got the Gravitints and the tinted charcoal. They've got XL charcoal. They have so many different kinds, but this particular one I thought was the most interesting, where I would perchance run into the fewest duplicates. So this one just has something that comes with it. This one comes with 3 pencils. You are getting with this set a Derwent drawing pencil in terracotta. I love these Derwent drawing pencils, the colored pencils. If you don't have them, really great to get. I'll put a link to those and maybe a picture of them. I'll pop up a picture of them here. Derwent Onyx in a dark, it's a drawing pencil, and then the Derwent graphic pencil in a 3B. So everything you would need here to do your start drawing. And then in addition to that, you've got this beautiful set of all of these beautiful colors that you can render portraits from very beautifully. So we've got ink tents, 1, 2, 3, 4 ink tents here on the top row, and they are Mars Orange, Sanguine, Venetian Red, and Sepia. And then we have a Graphitint in Autumn Brown, tinted charcoal in Burnt Embers, another tinted charcoal in Burnt Earth, and an ink tense in Sepia ink, Graphitint in Graphite Gray, Pastel shade in Storm Gray, ink tense white, and an ink tense black. So really all of these are everything you would need to create a beautiful portrait, much like the ones shown here of these hands. And I think that these sets are kind of underutilized. They're kind of like kind of like a diamond in the rough. Something like this and a nice mixed media pad like this here. This would make a lovely, lovely gift for someone. You have a mixed media set with beautiful mixed media paper, and you could really, really, really make someone's Christmas with this set. And in fact, all of the Derwent sets. In addition to look forward to a review of this one coming up in the fairly near future. We'll do these in the weeks ahead, and I just need to do a big old Derwent featured video and show you all of the Derwent products that I have and why I like them so much and how versatile they are and how interchangeable they are. So really something to look forward to there. But this one was the one I was most excited about. This is the Derwent Shade and Tone Mixed Media Set. And if you pair that with the mixed media paper, that would be a beautiful gift indeed. But I really love the Pitt Artist pens. I gave the sets that I had, and I had just about all of them, I gave them to my son because he was picking up drawing again, and then they had their second child. So that's kind of on hold for him again. You all know how life goes. Life gets in the way of life, doesn't it? These are really nice pens. I love Faber-Castell products, and this particular set of their Pitt pens comes with a 1.5, a chisel, a bold, brush pen, and FM, which stands for fine to medium. So let me show you real quick on some good sketch paper. I can show you on here how these work. Let's see, this is the 1.5. And then we've got the chisel tip, which I really love. We can do broad strokes, we can do narrow strokes. It's really as versatile as a chisel marker. And you can also do calligraphy if that's something you know how to do. I don't. But you can definitely do calligraphy with these. And of course you can do the little dots as well, some stippling. So that's the chisel. And then next we have the fine to medium pen, and this is a flexible nib. So I really like it because when you're drawing, you can really just change the pressure and get really dynamic lines and just create some depth and texture right away. And we can do the same hash marks with this and the stippling. I really love these pens. They're beautiful to hold. They feel good in your hand. The barrel is the right amount. They're comfortable to hold down here. The barrel is the right diameter. They're just very, very comfortable. And this one is a brush tip, which I really love. Look at how differently and dynamic these lines flow. You can make a straight line, but it definitely looks as if it was done with a paintbrush, because you have that the shape of this and the dynamism of it. So we can do like so or like so and get very, very thin. And of course, this one also will do your stippling for you. For anyone on your list, anyone who is serious about art, the Hahnemuhle 100% cotton watercolor book. This is size A5 and it looks just like this. This one is the A6 size, and they are so lovely, so easy to paint with. I use this for my baseball mascot challenge, as well as a goldfish I painted in here, ladybug, some color tests. I truly love working on this. This paper is amazing. And so this is one of my, this would be my favorite elite watercolor paper. The B watercolor paper would be my favorite budget watercolor paper, but this one would be my favorite quote unquote nice cotton watercolor paper. This brush set, I've always been a fan of the Princeton Neptune rounds. Love them, still love them. In fact, I love all the Princeton brushes, but the Aqua Elites are quickly becoming a front runner for me. These I've only tried this year. I don't know why I never tried them before, but I decided to go ahead and get the set. They have this handle that has a very nice grip to it. It's like it's coated and it's just lovely to hold on to. They are a synthetic Kolinsky and they work beautifully. So I'm very anxious to show you these brushes in future videos. This particular set comes with a round 2, a round 8. Here, I will go ahead and open them up for you because I like you guys. There's the 2, and here is the 8, and look at the point on these. That is a fabulous point, and that means that you can get to that level of detail. That is just truly a bonus. And then this is the shader. It is a 3/4 inch wash. I really like it because it has this beveled edge, and what this is for creating texture in your work. You can make marks in your watercolor like this, and you can use this side however you want to do it. This is another tool for you to use. You can also use the back end of a paintbrush, but this one really gets some good definitive marks in there. And then finally, this one is the 1/2 inch angle shader, which makes wonderful leaf shapes. You can get into tight edges with these. This set would be a fabulous, fabulous set for any artist to receive. These things here, the Hahnemuhle Cotton Watercolor Book and the Aqua Elite set by Princeton, absolutely lovely, lovely gift to get. Now with that, you might want to add on some paints. Now many of you know that I have reviewed many different kinds of paints on my channel, and I love so many of them. If you're looking for something that's made in America, I would recommend either M. Graham, of course, out of Oregon, or these, the Da Vinci paints. I've reviewed the Da Vinci Dot Card of all of their samples that were available, and I'll put that up there in a card. And I also, from that, was able to make my own mixes of paints, which are really, really fun to do. And I will put another card up for that as well, so that you can watch those videos. But I wanted to get just a few. They have sales all the time. And I wanted to get a few so that I could set up a palette of the Da Vinci paints. And so what I chose here, and I will open these when I do the review, but I've got a basic warm and cool primary plus a few extras that I really like. and I have a palette to put them in. I have found these palettes that I really, really like. I've got a couple styles of this, that I really like, and I like how they're packaged so nicely so that they're very easy to gift to someone. Look how beautiful this is. Who wouldn't want this lovely palette? And it comes in with the finger rings so that you can hold it. This particular one is full pans. It's got space for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 watercolors. And I will fill it with Da Vinci's. I've got a few special other colors in mind, 2 special colors in mind that I want to add to this. Plus you have all of this mixing space. You've got 8, 10, 12, 15 wells to mix. And these palettes have been great performers for me. I've never had any issues with them. I have this style and I have a couple other styles. So I will put a link to all of the empty palettes that I like in the description. This style is just one of them, and they have many others. And also I will put a link to the Da Vinci Paints website so that you can see which ones you might want to get. I really like them, and can't wait to review these for you on the channel. This will be a big surprise. This will be something that we'll do either late December or early January. So many things, so many things. Well, for those of you that are really looking for a really nice plein air pack that's kind of made for the artist, it's big, but it's not heavy. Here it comes. This wonderful pack will hold your panels, your paints, your boards, your palettes, everything you need. It has breathing mesh and a padded liner for the arms. You can clip on your car keys here. It has these side pockets, which you'd pretty much expect with any backpack, but they're so long. They're so long. And really the pocket that I love so much on this side here, the thing I really like about it rather, is that it has these additional straps that you can tie things down. So if you have a collapsible chair or walking poles, you can put that over here and put your tripod over here. And then on the sides, let me fold this in half. You have these smaller pockets here, so you can stick your phone or whatever it is in there that you want. I'm pretty sure a phone would fit in there. And they're lined with this side is canvas, but it's, and this side here is kind of a water resistant fabric. So you can keep things protected that way. And let me zip this back up. These pockets here, if I undo this, there's a clip in the front of it, and if I just undo that, this is hard to do, I'm sorry. These come out here like this in the center, and then if you open that up, you have these enormous pockets here. Look at that, you could fit a whole foot-long Subway sandwich in there. You could fit one here and one here. Take your lunch, your thermos, plus that doesn't even begin to talk about the inside, which is this wonderfully large cavernous compartment that you could put, like I said, your easel, your panels that you're working on, all of your paints, all your journals. This backpack, I am very, very excited to take you guys on plein air and to get this backpack out in the wild, and we'll put it to the test as soon as the weather clears up. One other thing that I want to mention, just that would just make a really fun gift. I did a painting of Cruella de Vil with these. They are the Sennelier ink pens, ink brush pens. I absolutely had so much fun with these. So different than watercolor. And let me show you just another real quick one that I did here. This banana was done with these, and I put some glitter on this page so it transferred over. But oh, actually this one was done with it too. The blue in here and it's just the inks act so differently than watercolor. I can't even explain it because I'm not sure we'll even pick up on camera. You're picking up a lot of the glitter from the Wink of Stella pen, which I can also put a link to that. It's a whole lot of fun, and it's just a good way to add a little bit of glitter to whatever it is you're working on. Now my banana has glitter on it. But anyway, these ink pens are fabulous. They're very easy to use. I had so much fun painting with them on all kinds of paper. And I've discovered they now have iridescence. So look forward to these in another review. We're going to reintroduce these, and I'm going to look at the iridescence, and I'm also going to talk more about this Wink of Stella pen. All of these things are coming up. But my friends, I certainly hope that you are all set for a very happy holiday season, and I wish you the most creative, the most merry of seasons. Happy holidays, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye now.